Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Jeff's House, and today, well, this episode, hopefully we can finish up the plastering, get that all done and sorted, and then I'm going to have to work out what I'm going to do next, but it's something. Next thing to do is to go around and sand back. This is the second coat of plaster on the walls. While I was in Adelaide the other week, my youngest brother actually works as a plasterer, and I got a few tips off of him on how to do this properly, because I'm just all self-taught and, you know, what I do works, but it looks like I do things a lot more laboured than what they do. It all works, it all comes out nice in the end. It's just, I could do it a lot quicker, so I'm going to try and put some of those little tips into practice. But first things first, let's get in and start sanding. Okay, now for the final top coat, and basically the top coat is a pre-mixed stuff as opposed to the powder you have to mix yourself. Comes in a pre-mixed bucket and takes a little bit longer to dry, but it's much easier to sand. It's very soft. So my understanding is that the other plaster gives you the structure, and this is a more cosmetic top. If you just use this, it would more than likely crack and move. It's not that strong. So let's start doing the top coat. Okay, I finally caved, watching my youngest brother doing some plastering, and I'm going to start trying to do it a bit more of his method, or the way that he's been taught to do it. I finally caved and went and got some paper tape, and I'm just hoping to make it a little bit easier, at least for doing the corners, because the corners are always the biggest bugbear. I don't have a corner tool, which he was using, but he uses a trowel as well. So hopefully with this it will help get a nice square corner straight off the bat. So let's see how it goes anyway. Wow, I should have been doing that a long time ago. That is so much crisper and cleaner and quicker to get a neat corner. So much cleaner corner than trying to fight back and forth the way I've been doing it. So what I've done has always worked. It just takes so much longer and it's so much more work. This is quick, so I'm always open to tips and tricks into how to do things quicker and better. All right, 3 more corners to go. Alright, the next place I can save a heap of time is I'm sanding twice with everything, so I don't need to sand twice. All I need to do is get my scraper dry, and now that this stuff is dry, just run it quickly over the top, knock all the tops off of them, and then I'm ready to go again. Quick as that, just quick scrape. So the very next thing is to go over again with the second coat of base coat. The main deal with the next coat is I go back with a broader blade so that I can overlap the original base coat line and hopefully cover it in so I get a nice smooth seam. Okay, this has all had time to dry up, and I'm really loving this method. It's so much easier. So now I just need to give it another quick scrape with the scraper before I go over and put the final top coat on. So all of the top coat in here at least is all dry. So it's time to do the final sand, and then we're done with the walls. Alright, so I'm covered in dust, but the entire room is all sanded and ready for paint. So next job is we need to go and get some cornice. Alright, I had somebody ask me about my trailer, so I thought I might just go through a little bit more detail in what I've actually got here. So what I took is I took a very cheap, beaten up old car trailer, and I've turned it into the world's largest box trailer. These two sides are just angle iron and sheet metal. This is the original framework here, and these are the panels that I made up, and I've just used wing nuts to quickly connect these two sides onto the trailer, and they just drop off quite quickly by just undoing the wing nuts, and off they come. And so this tailgate just slides off, clips onto the back, and there you go, his car trailer. Obviously the other end is the other ramp. It works quite well, and I put these simple little pegs on the side here. These are used so when the sides are off, those line up with these square tubing pieces I put on the side there for storage once the car's on there. So that's a quick rundown on the world's largest box trailer, which I find really handy because I have one trailer that can do multiple things as opposed to just being a car trailer that sits there 99% of the time not being used. I can use it for all my renovation stuff. It's the greatest. So let's go get some cornice. And this is why you wait for Mrs. Jeff to come home before you try and carry cornice inside by yourself. Idiot! They're so flimsy and long and snap. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to wait for Mrs. Jeff to come home and help me with that. So that's it for another week of Home Built by Jeff. And next time we'll look at getting into the cornice. So, alright guys, see you later.